Hi everybody, it's Norma. How are you today? Welcome to my home in Caledonia. I'm home working today and it is Friday, March the 10th. If you're joining us live, welcome. If you're doing this at another time, please enjoy the session when you can. So this is a rest and relax and unwind class today. There's no chaturangas. If you notice my post, I promise that this is really a gentle class just for us to unwind and start getting into the weekend. So no props are needed, but if you do have blocks, it's always a nice thing to have handy. So go ahead and get comfortable on your mat. We're going to start in Shavasana today. So making your way down to your mat and begin to arrive in the space that you're practicing in. Let's take an inhale breath together in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. Do that again, inhaling. Open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. One last one, inhale through your nose. Fill up your chest, your belly. Take another sip at the top. And exhale, let everything go, let a sigh express through your lips, making as much noise as you want to. And begin to arrive. Allowing yourself to let go of anything that may have traveled with you to your yoga mat today. Can you park those thoughts or to-do lists and truly allow yourself to enjoy the next 45 minutes that you've carved out for yourself. And begin to bring your attention to your breath. So through our practice, we're going to anchor with our breath, and we're going to do some asanas, some postures that will help us to unwind and relax and truly stretch out our entire body. Sometimes as you start a yoga practice, or if things are on your mind will begin to wander, and that's normal. Please remember that is normal. Just bring your attention back to your breath and begin again. And that was truly what I wanted this practice to be for everyone, is an opportunity to visit anything that you have in your life that you would like to let it go on your yoga mat and begin fresh, new starts, new beginnings. And this adventure that we get to have on our yoga mats is all about that, feeling welcome home each and every time you roll out your mat. And an opportunity to be anything you want to be when you are practicing yoga. And those lessons that we learn through our 45 minutes together will start to drip by drip become part of your everyday life too, that you can practice off your mat. Can you feel all the places that your mat is supporting you, allowing your shoulders to soften even more down your back? And over the next few breaths before we start our movement, can you check in with any area that may be feeling tight or a bit stuck? Always awareness, never judgment. Sending love and light through a beautiful breath. See if you can soften even more. Let's all take one more inhale breath together in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. And let's slowly begin to warm up our bodies. Taking right ear to right shoulder, changing to your ujjayi, your breath now, that breath that comes in and out of your nose. That slight constriction to the back of your throat. Linking breath with movement, movement with breath. Bring your head back to center. Stay for a breath. Then next breath, left ear, left shoulder. And if it feels comfortable, you can keep your eyes closed or keep your gaze lowered here. An opportunity to really truly tune in with your body and meeting yourself where you're at today. Let's come back to center one more time each side. A little extra massage the back of your head. Come on back to center one more time, left ear, left shoulder. Really breathing into your right side of your neck. And come on back to center, bringing your knees into chest. Take your head and shoulders up off the mat just for a breath or two, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe it's the first hug you've had today. Give yourself the same love that you would give somebody that you love or that you haven't seen in a while. And let your head and shoulders settle back down. Keeping knees bent, hands on your knees. Can you invite small circles with your knees? Slower than you want to. Starting to lubricate into our hip joint. Now a little massage to the base of your spine, your sacrum. And go the other way. And a reminder that what I'm providing for you today is an offering. And if something doesn't feel good in your body or your body may be craving something different, please feel into that and give your body what it needs from your practice today. Knees come back to center, taking right knee into chest, left foot can come down on the mat. Option to stay here or extend that left leg long, still a micro bend to your knee to protect it, foot is flexed. And gently bringing right knee to chest. You can rotate your ankle out here or flex and point your toes. Getting out any snap, crackles, and pops that may be there in your body. And play with the space that your breath may bring to your body. And bring left knee back in to meet right. Switcheroonie here. Right foot comes down on the mat. Left knee towards your chest. Neutral spine with your neck. Option to extend right leg long. Only taking that if there's no issues with your back. And breathe into that left knee towards your chest. Rotating the ankle out here, or fronting and flexing your toes. What does this left side need at this moment? And bringing both knees back into chest and give yourself a little hug again. Head and shoulders come back down. Hands come out to a T to the side. With your next inhale, drop your knees over to the right side of your mat. Check in, is that left shoulder still engaged in the mat? If it's started to lift off, we're going to come out of the twist a little bit, meeting yourself where you are. And just allow your gaze to go over your left shoulder, or eyes can close down here. Breathe into left side body. Your next inhale brings your knees back to center. Hold for a breath. Next inhale, knees fall over to the left side of your mat. Simple twist. Check in, is that right shoulder still engaged in the mat? If it started to lift, we're coming out of the twist a little bit. Eyes can come over that right shoulder, or close your eyes down here to feel into your body. breathe into right side body. Breathe into right hip. Inhaling, bringing knees back into center, taking hands underneath your thighs. Begin to invite this rock and roll along your spine. And you can play with this a little bit if you want to have your feet go up and overhead. You go there, rolling along your spine until you feel ready to cross your legs and find your tabletop. So setting that good foundation for your tabletop, splaying your fingers out wide. Fingertips are like little suction cups on your mat. Your shoulders are stacked on top of your elbows, on top of wrists. And the inside of your elbows are facing forward. So feel into that difference. Let your arms settle. With your next inhale, letting the opening or the inside of your elbows facing forward. Feel into that difference, how it takes that pressure off your wrists. Good alignment, as Jackie used to say. Let's travel through some cat-cows to further warm up our body. Dropping your belly, lifting your gaze, your tail is long behind you. Exhale, curl in, belly button comes to spine, head drops down last. It's this angry Halloween cat shape, and really feel like you're pushing the mat away from you. Travel through 3 or 4 more of these at your own pace, linking breath with movement, offering any authentic movement that your body may be craving as you travel through. I often like to let my head rock a little bit. In my cat, I hold my tension in my neck. What does your body need from this movement today? Finish up the last round wherever you are. And come on back to a neutral spine. We're going to breathe our right arm up and open to the right side. With your exhale, feeding that right hand through the window of your left arm, allowing yourself to come down on left elbow, right ear or side of your head is on the mat, or option to use a block if the mat is really far away from you. Always an option to use your props or a folded blanket or a towel if you don't have yoga blocks at home. Checking in with this right shoulder if you have any issues with your shoulder, easing back a little bit, or if you want to get deeper, feeding that arm through. Inviting your hips to come towards your heel, but not sitting back into a child's pose. Breathe into right shoulder. Inhaling, starting to unwind, coming back up into your tabletop. 1, cat-cow, 2, reset your spine. I'm going to change in opposite direction here so that you can see me on second side. So this time, left arm breathes up and open. With your exhale, feeding that left arm through the window of your right arm, coming down on right elbow. Left side of your head is finding the mat or the block. Breathe into left side. Adjusting your shoulder, knowing that one side may be different than the other. One day may be different than the other. What does your body need at this moment in this posture? And breathe. beginning to unravel. One more cat-cow to reset your spine. And finding yourself into a child's pose. So your knees can come as wide as the mat, toes touching. Stretching yourself forward, letting third eye find the mat. Come back to your breath. Breathing into your back body. Revisiting what you want to let go of. Thinking of what you want to invite into your life with this new space that you're finding. Slowly pushing yourself back up through table. Tucking your toes if they're not tucked, bending generously into your knees. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So this is our first inversion, and I promise we're not going to be up on our feet very long, and there's no chaturangas like I promised. Pedaling out your heels, wagging your toe. What feels good to your body in this first inversion? Remember in your downward facing dog that you're inviting your heels towards the mat, still micro bend to your knees. Your heart is pouring through the window of your arms, biceps lining up with ears. And your heels may never find the mat, and that's okay. This is lengthening that we're trying to achieve with our heart pouring through the window of our arms. Bending your knees, looking to the top of the mat. Can you travel there? You can take little steps, you can take a big step, or maybe it's in your practice to jump there. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Grow long from the tip of your head to your tail. You can have your fingers on your shins or on your tented fingers, or option to use blocks here. Exhale, fold in. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Generously bend into your knees so you can feel your belly being compressed by your thighs. Take opposite elbows here, finding your ragdoll. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Any last bit of tension that may be hanging on in your neck. Can you imagine your breath is like the wave of the ocean? And with our inhale, bringing in new. With our exhale, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Any last bit of tension just dripping off your mat and that wave taking it away. Slowly invite some circles with our arms, like there's a big soup cauldron that you're stirring here. As it's a snowy day, thinking about maybe doing some shoveling or making soup. So I want to feel into our shoulders and our hips. And go the other way. Nothing changes in your lower body. You're still feeling your breath being compressed by your belly, your thighs compressing your belly. Coming back to center, heel toeing feet back into hip distance. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in before coming sweeping up to stand. Rise up, look up, sweep up. And bring that all the way into your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, rise up, sweep up. And bring that all the way into your heart. One more time, inhaling. This time, taking right wrist with fingers of your left arm. Bend generously into your elbows. Let your shoulders settle down your back. Your inhale lets you grow long out of your waist. And tip over to the left side of your mat. Making sure that right shoulder is tracking back. Finding that stretch. And as your breath lets you soften here, perhaps the elbows straighten out. And if you want to challenge your balance a little bit, transferring your weight into your left foot, finding your tippy toes on your right foot. This is only an option, or maybe the foot comes all the way up, but not compromising that side stretch if you're taking the challenge to your balance. If you're challenging your balance, letting the right foot come down, finding the ground, coming back to center, letting it all go. Inhale, breathe up. This time, big bend to your elbows. The fingers of your right hand clasp left wrist this time. Allowing your shoulders to soften down your back. Inhale, growing long. Exhale, tipping over to the right side this time. Tracking that left shoulder back. Finding that stretch in your side. And then maybe the arms straighten. They don't have to. Last option, if you want to challenge your balance, transferring the weight into right foot. Toes are like tippy toes on your left side. Maybe they flow up, but not changing that stretch on your left side body. Checking in as left shoulder started to creep forward, finding its way back. You challenge your balance, letting left foot come down, finding the ground. One more breath, long into left side body. And come on back to center, shake it all off. Inhale, breathe up. Bring that to your heart. One more time, inhale, look up, breathe up, sweep up. This time, swan dive all the way down. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Child's pose. Once again, finding your knees as wide as the mat, toes are touching, stretching yourself forward. Third eye finds the mat. You can keep your arms long here. You can take your hands together in prayer behind your head, just a little stretch to the back of your arms. You decide, what does your body need at this moment from this child's pose. Taking a drink of water or a little towel break. This is your home base, your rest. An option to breathe into your upper back, your ribs. Breathing into your middle back. Breathing into the back of your heart. And I often say that there's a back door to your heart and only you have the key. And if there's anything else that may have bubbled up through your practice and you want to let go of it or release it, take your key, unlock that back door of your heart, breathe it away. Close the door. Put your key away. Breathe into your lower back. Breathe into your kidneys. Let them puff out. 3 more breaths here. Let's all take an inhale breath together. Open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. And slowly making your way down to your bellies. We're going to let our head come all the way down to the mat. Taking your fingers out as wide as the mat. Coming up on your tented fingers around the area of your temple. Can you inhale, breathing head and shoulders off the mat to this little baby cobra. Exhale, come on back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling, breathing up. Exhale, come on back down. One last time. Inhale, breathe up. And exhale, coming back down. We're going to add on here. Right arm comes long like a T out to the side. We're still on our tented fingers on left side. Bending into left knee. With your next inhale, can you breathe your head and shoulders up as you let your left foot come all the way behind you, finding the floor behind you. Left hand comes down. You can rest on your elbow here. Right ears towards the mat. Extended wing posture. So this is a great posture to get into your shoulder. If there's any issues with your shoulder, you're going to walk your right hand down towards your seat. If you want to get a little deeper, that right arm can be walked up towards your ear. Checking in for a neutral neck for here, making sure you're not up extending your neck. Can you soften here? Last option, you can take that left arm behind your back into a half bind, breathing into your heart space. Only taking that option if it's not compromising your breath or making your neck extend here. Can you soften even more? Bringing your left arm back across if you've gone into that half bind, coming back on your elbow. Slowly bringing yourself back to center, unraveling. Left ear comes to the mat, and you can bring right knee up to the side to reset. Letting right leg roll long once again. Head turns, the third eye meets the mat. And just give yourself a little massage there, massaging your third eye into the mat. And we'll go on to second side. Left arm comes out like a T. Fingers are tented on the right hand. You're off your mat around the area of your temple. Bending into right knee, we're going to breathe our head and shoulders up as we flip ourselves over to the right side of your mat. This shoulder may feel different, so walking your fingers down towards your seat if that's intense on the left shoulder. Walking your fingers up towards your head if you want to get a little bit more into the pose. Settling your right arm down on the mat, bending into your elbow. Last option, taking that right arm behind your back into a half bind, opening up your chest. And I'll just change my direction in case you wanted to see that on that second side. Checking in as your next neutral. Can you soften here? Starting to unravel. If you had taken that half bind, letting right arm find the floor again. Gently turning yourself back over, letting third eye touch the mat for a moment. Then taking right ear to the mat, left knee comes up to the side. Reset. Start lengthening that left leg long behind you. Head comes back to center. One little massage more to your forehead. Connecting your third eye to the mat. More rotation to your neck. And as you feel ready, pushing yourself back through to your knees. Finding your seat, having one last drink of water, or a little towel break. And we're going to find ourselves all the way down to our mat. And do one more posture before we find our Shavasana. Because truly, isn't that why we do yoga, is for the Shavasana? So finding your way all the way down to the mat, letting your feet find the floor, and heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. Knees knock in, hands are out like a T. Begin to invite windshield wipers to your knees, feeling into your hips. And the next time your knees fall to the right, we're going to leave them there. You can stay here in this twist with your gaze over your left shoulder, or you can get a little deeper by hooking your right ankle into your left knee, gentle tug down. And just breathe there. Breathe into left hip, left side body. Inhaling, bringing left knee back to center. If you had not crossed your right ankle over your left knee, please do that now. It's the figure four when we get there, letting your right knee fall open. You can stay here or place your left foot on a block to get a little deeper. Last option is reaching through the window of your legs to thread the needle. Only taking this option if it's not making you breathless or making you scrunch up your head and shoulders after all this nice relaxation that we've tried to accomplish with our practice. Meeting yourself where you are today. One day may be different than the other. One leg may be different than the other. And just breathe into your right hip. Slowly unraveling if you had thread the needle, letting left foot find the floor, uncrossing your legs, bringing knees into chest just for a breath to reset, rock from side to side. Let your feet find the mat again, heel toeing as wide as the mat, knees knock in, hands out to that T. Begin your windshield wipers. Feeling into the differences of your hips, knowing that we're going to go on to second side to even things up. And as you feel ready, the next time your knees fall to the left, they're going to stay there. Letting your gaze come over right shoulder or closing your eyes down. Last option, hooking left ankle over right knee, gentle tug down. And breathe. this shape comes back to center. If you hadn't hooked your left ankle over right knee, please do that now, letting the left knee fall open to the side. Figure 4, when you get there, staying here or taking that block under the right foot to get a little deeper. Final option, reaching through the window of your left or your legs and thread the needle. Feeling into the differences, always awareness, never judgment. And can you settle here? Nice big breath into left hip. Three more breaths here. Slowly letting right foot find the floor if you had thread the needle. Uncrossing your legs. One more time. Knees come to chest and rock from side to side. We have a few moments left of class before we find our Shavasana. So yogi's choice to travel through any posture that was not offered that may feel your complete practice. You can bring your toes up to the ceiling, finding a happy baby, grabbing your ankles, your toes, or the blades of your feet, rocking from side to side. You can let your feet find themselves, knees fall open like a book, hand heart, hands to belly, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. You can go back to a twist. You choose. You might even want to put a hip underneath your, a block underneath your hip. Placing that block on the lowest setting, finding your sacrum. And just staying here in a supported bridge, letting your feet walk as close to your mat, your seat as possible. You decide what your body needs for this last posture before we find our Shavasana. You are in a twist, go to the other side now. Twisters coming back to center. If you're using any props, your legs were up the wall, bringing your feet down to the mat. And everyone finding that final resting posture, your Shavasana. Letting your feet fall open to the sides of your mat. Letting your back feel supported. You can take your hands out to the side like starship, starfish, or taking your arms to cactus if you want to get further into your shoulders. Can you find rest, knowing that I will be here to hold this space and bring you back when the time is right? Enjoy. be at peace. May your heart be open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all beings. If you do not have a hard stop and you want to stay in your rest, I invite you to do so. If you need to get on with your day, slowly bringing your awareness back into the space that you're practicing in. Becoming once again aware of your breath. And when you feel ready at your own time, inviting small movements back into your body to slowly wake yourself back up. You can begin that massage to the back of your head, taking one ear to each shoulder like we started, full circle. Rotating out your ankles and wrists. Offering your body a long stretch. Curling up and going over to one side or the other. Letting yourself rest in fetal position for a breath or two. Letting your arm be your pillow. Taking a few minutes to take in your experience today. Any messages or visions that may have come through. And when you're ready, you can find your way to a seat. Bringing hands to heart center, we bow our chin. Closing your eyes or lowering your gaze here. Taking a moment to feel the connection of your thumbs to your chest. Feel your heart beating beneath it. Thanking yourself for carving out this time to roll out your mat and reconnect with yourself today. Noticing any changes that your practice may have brought to your heart, your mind, or your body, may they be big or small. We'll finish today's class with one Om. Let's take an inhale breath. Exhale, let your breath go completely out. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. Feeling the vibrations show up in your body. Feeling into the energy that your practice has brought. It has been my honor to lead you today. Know that the love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your hearts. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. It's been a long time since I was able to lead a yoga class with you, and I'm very happy that we got to spend this time together. So have beautiful days and enjoy this practice if you take it another time. If there's any questions or any feedback, anything you'd like to see from your class, please let me know. My name is Norma, part of the wellness team. I wish you happy weekends. Bye.